Picture this: your mail vanishes overnight, no bills, no packages, nothing. That's exactly what's happening across Canada right now, as postal workers launch rotating strikes. Curious how this works, who's behind it, and what it means for you? Stick around. By the end of this video you'll understand the full drama, the tactics, and how this could reshape Canada's postal future. Canada's postal system is caught in a tense standoff. At the heart of it, the Canadian Union of Postal Workers CUP and Canada Post are locked in a bitter negotiation. After a full national strike earlier this month, things have shifted. Starting October 10, 2025, Canada Post began resuming mail delivery via rotating strikes, where certain regions or worksites strike in turns rather than everyone walking out at once. So, why rotate strikes? What are the core issues? What risks and consequences lie ahead? Let's break it down step by step. 1. Background context. Negotiations between CUP and Canada Post have dragged on since late 2023. The union says the employer's proposals threaten job security, working conditions, wages, and the push to bring in more part-time roles and dynamic routing to speed up deliveries. Earlier this year, by May 2025, CUP launched a nationwide overtime ban. Workers refused to work beyond 8 hours a day or 40 hours a week, as a pressure tactic. Canada Post warned of delays. In November to December 2024, a full strike shut down mail across Canada for over a month. Ultimately, the federal government intervened and passed back-to-work legislation to end it. That previous strike set the stage for more aggressive tactics now. So when the latest round began September 25, 2025, CUP initially declared a national strike. Then, on October 10, they shifted gears, suspended the full walkout and moved into a rotating strike model. 2. What is a rotating strike? Why use it? A rotating strike or rolling strike means that instead of all workers striking everywhere, the union picks specific areas, divisions, or days to strike, while others continue operations. This approach has a few advantages. It keeps postal services partially alive in unaffected zones, reducing total disruption. It forces unpredictability, making it harder for Canada Post to anticipate and counteract. It stretches the union's resources more slowly and maintains pressure without burning out. Historically, Canada Post workers used rotating strikes in 2018. That round lasted from October to November, with different cities stepping out on different days. However, the government passed back-to-work legislation Bill C-89 to force them back. In 2025, the tactic is being adapted. After a full national strike, the union pivoted to rotating strikes to maintain leverage while restoring some service. 3. How it will operate. Here's what we know so far. The rotating strikes will begin at 6 a.m. in each time zone in targeted areas. Reuters. In unaffected areas, mail delivery resumes. Canada Post has warned processing and delivery may take time to bounce back in zones just coming out of strike. The union continues to demand stronger wages, protection against job cuts, no forced part-time expansion, and resisting changes in delivery model. Canada Post's final offers included a 13.59% wage increase over 4 years and removal of compulsory overtime, but the union rejected it as insufficient. 4. Stakes impact. This dispute is not just about numbers on a paycheck. It touches on the survival of public postal service itself. The union argues that Canada Post is being Amazonified, pushing for flexible routing, labor cuts, and part-time models that undercut full-time protections. Critics say Canada Post is losing money year after year, under pressure from declining letter volumes and parcel competition, so they need to transform to survive. Small businesses are deeply at risk. Many rely on Canada Post for distribution across Canada. In prior strikes, losses exceeded $1 billion Canadian. For rural and remote communities, this is especially critical. Fewer alternative carriers reach those places, and service cuts or delays hit hardest. Politically, the federal government could legislate workers back or enforce binding arbitration, essentially bypassing union leverage. The union sees that as a major threat to worker power. 5. Risks challenges. Of course, rotating strikes carry risks too. If Canada Post or Parliament overrides the action via back-to-work clause, the union's effort could collapse. Unpredictable service means confusion and backlash from the public, especially for essential deliveries like government checks or medications. Some regions might be hit harder than others, causing inequalities and disruption. The union must maintain internal discipline. Rotating strikes are harder to coordinate and can open divisions. The employer might try to absorb losses or pivot shipping volume to private courier rivals. Indeed, some businesses have already shifted away from Canada Post amid threat of disruption. 6. What to watch. What IT means for you. As this saga unfolds, here's what to watch. Which regions or post offices will be hit in the next rotation? Whether government steps in, will Parliament or the Minister force workers back? Whether negotiations reach a breakthrough or deteriorate further. How long the rotating strike pattern holds, will it escalate into a full national walkout again? How business and public sentiment react, will pressure push a deal? For you, the viewer, track your local mail service, expect delays, and weigh options if you're sending something time-sensitive, maybe use private couriers when possible. And remember, this fight isn't just between workers and management. It's about how Canada balances efficient delivery, fair labor rights, and a public postal service in a changing digital age. Thanks for watching, guys. If this video helped you, smash that like button, subscribe for more quick tutorials and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Peace.